I think we're ready to begin. It's 12:01, so good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Illinois Valley Community College, to our Dr. Mary Margaret Weig Community Center, the Cultural Center. I'm Jerry Corcoran, the very proud president of Illinois Valley Community College, and as we've done recently for Dr. Mary Margaret Weig, for Ralph Scriba, for Peter Miller Jr., and his son Pete Miller III, today we celebrate another luminary in our college's rich 94-year history, Walter Durley Boyle and Hazel Marie Boyle. When our foundation was established in 1976, Durley was among the first individuals to come forward and volunteer to help to direct the organization. He shared his wisdom and wise counsel with the foundation for 22 years, and he served on the IVCC Board of Trustees for 9 years. He devoted countless hours to this college while still juggling numerous other charitable commitments and a flourishing private practice in Hennepin. Durley's embrace of IVCC was part of his core belief that higher education enhances lives. His own experience was evidence of this. Having already earned his bachelor's degree from the University of Illinois and his Juris Doctorate from that same university's law school, he pursued a mastery of the legal profession by completing advanced study at Harvard Law School, one of the top law schools in the world. Durley's contributions to IVCC and life will carry on long after his death, thanks to the generous provisions he made for the college in his will. And I believe you will agree that his generosity and his thoughtfulness made a significant impact on the audience's enjoyment of events within this wonderfully refurbished auditorium. Two of the individuals who helped make these major upgrades possible are Durley's nieces, Nancy Hopkins and Sally Boyle, and we are so pleased to have them with us today. These past few years, we've worked closely with Nancy and Sally on the Boyle bequest and proper recognition for their aunt and uncle. Nancy and Sally are the daughters of Durley's beloved brother, Francis. Please give Nancy and Sally a warm welcome and thank you. Another individual who was responsible for the handling of the Boyle bequest was Heartland Bank's Vice President Karen Hansen. Thank you to Karen Hansen as well. And with us today is Mr. Carlton Berg, son-in-law of Hazel Marie's sister, Ruth Scarrett. Welcome, Carlton. We are very lucky to have a terrific Board of Trustees to help us carry out the college's mission. I'd like to read for you the names of the IVCC Board of Trustees. Just hold your applause until the end. They are Board Chair Jane Getz, Vice Chair Everett Solon, Secretary David Mallory, Dr. Amy Boyles, Jay McCracken, Joseph Mirinda, Angela Stevenson, Melissa Olivero, as well as Walt and Nancy Zakowski, and my co-worker Judy Day. How about a round of applause for the Board of Trustees? So many of our students would never have a chance to achieve their academic and career goals were it not for the hard work of the IVCC Foundation. The director of the foundation is this young, handsome gentleman behind me, Fran Brawley, and his outstanding assistants include Donna Swiskowski, Janice Corrigan, and Carrie Burns. Please join me in recognition for everybody in the foundation. Special thanks as well. Fran asked me to be sure to recognize our friends Gary Tulsky and Matt Beam for ensuring all the technical aspects of our ceremony today run smoothly. So please, to our friends, the technicians. I'd also like to recognize the Foundation Board of Directors. They are Dr. Sue Schmidt, Vice President Kim Novak, David Contario, Jeff Simonton, Bob Walsh, Jim Loveland, Karen Nussbaum, Jerry Yendro, O.J. Stoutner, Kim Zavada, Jack Cantlin, Pat Siebert, Derek Brayton, Dr. Frank Zeller, and Dan Yonka. How about a round of applause for the Foundation Board of Directors? Several members of the college's leadership team are with us this afternoon, and they are Cheryl Rausma, who's our Vice President for Business Services and Finance, who deserves special recognition because she worked very closely with our Director of Facilities, Scott Curley, on all the Cultural Center improvements. So Cheryl, thanks very much for your fine work. We also have Dr. Deb Anderson, who's our Chief Academic Officer, Mark Grosbowski, our Student Services Officer, and Bonnie Campbell, who are our Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs. How about a round for the senior leadership team? Gentleman that I visited with this morning, but he couldn't be here for this program, but he played an integral role in the design of the Cultural Center, is Mr. Dominic DeMonica, and he's with the firm DKA Associates. So Dominic, we're taping this just for you. Not just for you, Dominic, but we're taping it, and I hope you know how much we appreciate the efforts of you and your design team. And one other person, when Fran starts showing the slides that I want to recognize appropriately, is former IVCC President Gene Goodnow, who maintained a special friendship with the Boyles, which ultimately led to this very generous bequest. So Gene Goodnow, we sure appreciate everything you did for us as well. And now it's my pleasure to turn the program over to the most prolific fundraiser in IVCC's history. That is none other than Fran Brawley, who will present the Boyle legacy at IVCC. Welcome, Fran.
Thank you, Jerry. To say that Durley Boyle was larger than life is hardly an overstatement. Vigorous until his death at age 94, he practiced law for 7 decades. His unprecedented 10 consecutive terms as Putnam County State's Attorney was worthy of inclusion in Ripley's Believe It or Not. And believe it or not, Durley was not yet licensed to practice law when he launched his first campaign. Now that's ambition. In World War II, he served in the Navy on Ascension Island in the middle of the South Atlantic, a strategic fuel stopover for U.S. ships and planes. One of Durley's responsibilities was to take a small boat out and guide large ships into dock, carefully navigating around huge, treacherous rocks. And remarkably, one day he was paid a surprise visit by his close friend from Hennepin, Ernie Bassey, who just landed his B-52 bomber on the remote island. Durley argued his first case in 1936 and his last before the Illinois Supreme Court, and naturally won both. And he sold Christmas trees with Brother Francis on the family farm south of Hennepin for 65 years and into his 90s. The Boyles were generous supporters of education, arts, healthcare, and ecology initiatives. And Durley served 2 terms, as Jerry said, on the IVCC Board of Trustees and was a charter member of our foundation. He honored Hazel Marie's name by establishing women's, healthcare, and cardiac rehab centers at St. Margaret's Hospital. He was involved in the creation of 3,000-acre Hennepin Hopper Lakes, a wetlands initiative project south of Hennepin. And Durley could watch that landmark development take shape from his back porch high on the hillside. Durley was our foundation's first Grand Marshal for Irish Night in 2005 and was an obvious first-year choice for the IVCC LPO Hall of Fame in 2008. Hazel Marie was a volunteer speech therapist at Heritage Manor in Peru from 1980 to 1990. She taught English at Rushville High School, Tampico High School, and Hennepin Township School. To give you an idea of the energy level that Hazel Marie had, she taught kindergarten at Hennepin Elementary School from 1955 until retirement in 1976. Durley lived 14 productive years after Hazel Marie's death, working up until the day that he got sick. The IVCC Foundation was one of 16 charities named in his remainder will. Others included his church, Putnam County Education Foundation, which we have our president here today, Reed Wilson, the Putnam County Historical Society, American Heart Association, American Cancer Society, St. Bede Academy, and St. Margaret's Health. Typical of Durley, when he awarded his first $1,000 IVCC scholarship to Ben Newman of Granville in 1992, he thanked Ben's parents for coming to the ceremony, saying, "I'm certainly glad you could come today and that you have such a smart boy." Reflecting on his remarkable life, Durley, ever the country gentleman, said modestly, "Everyone has to work to make a community strong." We were blessed that the Boyles called our community home and embraced our college as if it were their own. Thank you.
Thank you, Fran. Very well done. Perhaps no one can appreciate the Boyle-funded enhancements in this auditorium better than our talented theater director, Dr. David Keister. Please welcome David Keister.
I am so incredibly happy to be here on this occasion and being able to address everyone in this room. I've spent the greater part of the last 20 years of my life in this space, and I have come to love this space. I have noticed it has its quirks and nuances, but have embraced those throughout the years. We have been able to see students be challenged, grow, and learn in this space. We have been able to see the community enriched in this space. I have always said, and I truly believe, that this space, the room that we're in today, is the living room of our institution. I look at it that way. This is a place where our programs, no matter what program it is, interfaces with the community at some point. We need this space. This space helps us to put our best foot forward. The new improvements, though we've had many improvements through the years, these are phenomenal. The latest round in what we were able to do, and they're not just cosmetic, they are functional and they're meaningful. Barriers have been removed, physical barriers of walls and ditches, if you remember. This is phenomenal. This is the very first fall in 20 years that I have been able to be a part of the directing process in this room, that when I want to watch the show from this side and move to that side, I don't have to go out into the lobby and back around, because we can access, and we've opened up the areas here. The seats are phenomenal and comfortable and beautiful. The one thing that I don't know, and I'm sure it was planned, and it's such a blessing, that in the configuration of the seats and the moving of them at the slight angle has increased our sight lines onto the stage in an incredible way. We used to really warn people about sitting on the outer skirts of those seats there because they're going to miss part of the action on the stage. We can now use much greater space up here than we did. The wall coverings are phenomenal and acoustically sound, and it was just kind of wonderfully, expertly done. Another huge barrier that's been removed is the ability that our community and students with disabilities have free access to this stage through the ramps that run up the side. And so with great dignity, they can join in the activities up here for the first time in the 20 years that I have been here. So that makes me incredibly pleased and incredibly proud. So I just want to, again, give my heart-warm thanks, and I hope all of you come and enjoy the beautiful surroundings and partake of the world that we can create in this room together. And there is a show coming up the weekend before Halloween, Something Wicked This Way Comes, and it's going to be an excellent, excellent production, so please come and see it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. Very, very well done. It's a pleasure now to invite the Student Government Association President, Xavier Brayboy, to the podium. Xavier?
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Dr. Margaret Mary Weig Cultural Center, and welcome to the Boyle family, especially for everything you have done to make this room look like it does right now. My name is Xavier Brayboy, and I am the Student Government President for the 2018-2019 school year. The changes the Boyle family's contribution has allowed to happen are tremendous, and we at IVCC can't thank you enough. From the theater courses to the musical concerts that occur in the center to the new student orientation at the beginning of the fall semester, this center is where a multitude of people from our community come to experience things perhaps for the first time. I remember my student orientation in this room as a freshman only last year being so intimidated to go to IVCC, to this year as a student government president looking out on a brand new cultural center at the new students. There is no way to quantify how grateful the theater members at IVCC are to the Boyle family. A student who is very involved in the theater events on a campus by the name of Sarah Ann Hunter would like to express her gratitude to the Boyle family for enhancing the wonderful experiences she has had at the college. It has allowed her to grow as a performer, and it is amazing to have people that care as much about growing the arts as she does. Once again, I'd like to thank the Boyle family for increasing the value of the experiences in this cultural center, because if there's one thing we should appreciate more at the college, it is the events that bind our community closer together. Thank you.
Thank you, Xavier. Very, very well done. The Boyle bequest of over $620,000 helped fund the purchase and installation of 587 theater seats, environmentally friendly stained western hemlock wall treatments, energy-efficient LED house lights, and as we said, greatly enhanced disability access, including the 2 new ramps that you see on both sides leading up to the stage. I would now like to ask Foundation Director O.J. Stoutner to unveil the plaque that will hang prominently near a main entrance to this facility. O.J.? The plaque reads, "Lasting Legacy. Your enjoyment of events in the Dr. Mary Margaret Weig Cultural Center has been enhanced by a bequest from the estate of Walter Durley and Hazel Marie Boyle of Hennepin. The Boyle gift of over $600,000 helped to furnish the seating, wall treatments, and lighting improvements in 2017 and 2018. The donation also significantly enhanced cultural center accessibility for individuals with disabilities. Mr. Boyle, a former IVCC trustee and charter member of the foundation, was a practicing attorney for 71 years and a 40-year Putnam County State's attorney. He died in 2008 at age 94. Hazel Marie, a school teacher, died in 1994. How about a round of applause again? Isn't that beautiful? Allow me again to thank the Boyle family, especially Nancy Hopkins and Sally Boyle, for carrying on the Boyle heritage so beautifully. Your aunt and uncle would be very proud of you, as we are as well. So in closing, I'm reminded of a remark that appeared in the Peoria Journal-Star from retired Judge Scott Shore when he was approached by a reporter at Durley's visitation. Scott said appropriately, "I think every year we had him was a gift." And in that same story, Durley's former law partner, Roger Bolin, was asked about replacing Durley in the firm, and he replied, "What do we say? We want somebody with 71 years of legal experience? You can't replace a legend." So ladies and gentlemen, that concludes today's ceremony. Thank you for helping us to honor this extraordinary couple. God bless Durley, Hazel Marie, each of you, and your loved ones. Thank you for being here today. We appreciate it.